Sad. I feel like it's been forever since I've talked to the camera because I've recorded like a few things here and there of what I was doing, but I haven't actually spoken to the camera, which reminds me of another thing. I think this whole YouTubing quote thing that I've been doing has been a really interesting experience for me because it's involved a lot of talking to a camera. Since I've been talking to a camera and since the camera has been my phone, it's kind of felt like I'm talking to myself. I've never really been one to talk to myself when I'm thinking about things or write anything down. I've heard it's good, I just never ended up really getting into it. But since I've started doing YouTube, it's been like talking to myself, and I've realized that that's actually a really good thing for me because a lot of things that I'll just kind of think about subconsciously and in my off time over and over again, it just kind of is a repeat loop of normally negative thinking in my brain. And when I kind of talk it out loud to myself, to a camera, but in a lot of ways to myself, it's kind of really helped me process those things and actually think thoroughly about not just what I'm feeling and thinking and experiencing, but also possible solutions or changes or reasons why I'm feeling or thinking those things in the first place. And it's actually been really therapeutic. And I've actually written down some like basically self-assurance type of things you say to yourself. Affirmations, that's what it's called. Positive affirmations. I think it's a good time to probably start doing those soon. It just feels really weird to do it. So I don't know how long I'm gonna take to really get into that, but I think I will start doing that soon. Also, since like practically nobody watches these videos, it feels even more like I'm talking to myself. And yeah, it's just a really strange feeling, and it's kind of been a good thing for me to talk to myself and listen to myself as well by, you know, watching the videos as I'm editing them and watching them after I've posted them to, you know, check and make sure everything's going right. Yeah, it's been really interesting, and I didn't really expect that side to come out. Like, I expected to be able to have some creativity with how I was editing the videos, because I love editing videos, and I've been doing that for years and years, but I didn't expect the whole interpersonal thing that I've kind of been experiencing. So today is Sunday, and Sundays are kind of my designated don't do anything I don't want to do day, so I'll have like Friday and Saturday to get my shopping and my food prepping and cleaning and everything like that that needs to be done in order for me to enjoy myself and calm down. I get all that done on those 2 days so that I have Sunday to do whatever I want. Just anything that feels like it'll make me feel good and take away some stress and stuff like that. Just kind of recuperating for the week to come. So anyway, today's Sunday, and I think today I'm going to try to make some decorations. I got a bunch of oranges to try to dry out to make into a Christmas tree string or whatever, like ornaments kind of, I guess, only all in a string. I'm sure you guys have probably seen something like that. So I got some oranges to make that, and I got those like 2 weeks ago, so I need to make those now before they get old. And also, we've only got like a week, less than a week until Christmas, so I want to have them up for some time before Christmas comes. So I think I'm going to work on that. But first, I'm going to show you a couple things because I haven't really been talking to the camera lately because I've been a little like stressed and overwhelmed with a lot of stuff that I've been doing and dealing with. And they're not really super important, but I really want to have a lot of honesty on this channel, and there's a lot of other things, bigger, longer things that I want to talk about, but I'm kind of saving them until after Christmas because I really want to just kind of chill and enjoy the holidays because it's a really important time of the year for me. As a kid, Christmas time and any holiday was just really wonderful. I have my parents to thank for that. It could have easily gone the other way, but because of my parents and my upbringing, even when we were really poor at times, I just loved Christmas time and all holidays, and so I really wanted to take this time to try to take it easy as much as possible, especially since it's winter and I do have seasonal depression. So anyway, I'll be talking about a lot of big things, upcoming projects, upcoming ideas and plans and just all sorts of things, but that's for another time. I'm going to keep it simple until after the holidays. This is the crown that I made and had for the St. Lucia video. I didn't show most of the process I have for making this because I was really hungover that day, because the night before I went out with my best friend to go to a club, and I'm kind of over that scene now. I think I kind of realized it that day, because I used to be really into that, but I'm kind of not anymore. But anyway, I was really hungover that day from going out because I have a really high tolerance for alcohol, so I get kind of really sick whenever I want to feel the effects of it. I could only really record putting these candles on this bottom level of wire, because I just couldn't handle the aiming the camera right and all of that, and ended up being a long, aggravating process to figure out how to get it to stand up on my head. I ended up having to add a second round of wire around the top of it before I put on this greenery. I tried to put some like fake plant tape thing, if you know what I'm talking about, around all of it. I got it around about half of the bottom and then gave up on that because I was running out of time. But overall, I think it turned out well, and I tried to put it on top of my Christmas tree as a kind of like star replacement thing. I thought it'd be really pretty, but if you watched my story number 2, you'll know that I wasn't able to get my tree to stand up properly because it doesn't have the bottom pieces, and so I taped it to that jar back there of my wheat berries, and it worked for a long time. But when I put the crown on top of all of it, it seemed fine, and then that night there was a big bang that I heard, and I found out in the morning it knocked over the tree, so I had to spend a long time fixing that. And now I don't have this on top anymore, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And then when my tree fell, this beautiful ornament broke off one of his little arms, so I'm going to have to, it looks like it was welded on, which makes sense because it's all metal, but I'll probably just hot glue it on for the time being. So anyway, I'm going to make that orange decoration thing now, and I'll record it for you guys. There's plenty of tutorials, so don't watch me if you want to know how to do it, because I'm just gonna, do what I see and kind of wing it. So I probably should have looked into how thick to cut them before, because I feel like that might affect the end result with these. But I'm like 1.5 oranges in now, and I don't want to look it up, even though I'm going to have to look it up eventually anyway to figure out how long and what temperature to cook them at. But I just hope these turn out good, even though I apparently don't hope that enough to try to do it correctly. I'm really tempted to just like flat out eat these, because the smell of orange is just so good to me right now for some reason. Sorry, I keep slurring my words. Really good to me right now for some reason. And I might just make an excuse for that, because, I mean, they all look kind of wonky, but these two in particular look really wonky, if you can see them, that one and that one. So I might just make an excuse because those ones are wonky and I kind of want to get these edges in there. Maybe I'll just snag one and say it's so that I can make room for these instead. How about that? And then I'll eat it. Okay, sounds like a good plan. So I researched how to bake these. I'm going to preheat my oven to 225 and then pop these in. I didn't read how long to, but somewhere I think it said like 4 hours. So I'll just probably assume that long and just keep an eye on them and just kind of take them out when they look dry. roughly 4 hours. Hi. It's the next day. Also, yes, my microphone is clipped to my braid. So, these ended up taking a lot longer than I expected. Probably because I did something wrong, because they're a little darker than the people I watched make them to be. So, I'm not mad about it, but it took a really long time to get all dried out. And I put in a pizza last night, and I needed the oven for that, and then it had to cool down because it bakes at a low temperature, and long story short, they're finally ready now. I'm gonna go ahead and string them together now. I like this. I mean, I obviously didn't do a very good job, and it also kind of looks like if you gave the weird girl in the 90s at high school a chance to decorate the tree. And this is probably what she would come up with, but you know what? It's a vibe, and I'm vibing with that. And also, I was that weird girl, so I'm just living out my high school reality. Okay, I'm actually really mad. My camera just ran out of storage at the worst time and stopped the recording like seconds before the tree fell over on top of me. Like, that would have been the greatest footage. I just put my little piggy back up, and I really don't want him to be damaged again, so I think I'm going to put a couple tacks in the wall and attach some more of that cording and hope that that balances the tree. They won't be able to hold it up on their own, but they might be able to help balance it enough so it doesn't fall over in the night. So, can you guys all tell that I'm a mess yet? I think it's becoming increasingly obvious. Honestly, at this point, I feel like every part of this idea was bad. Come on, just... Oh. No, I just tied you. Hey, love?
Yes?
Could you maybe help me for a second? Think it's cute?
Yeah, it's cute.
I am not really feeling the greatest today. I had a lot on my list of things to do today that I really wanted to get done, and I say a lot, but it wasn't really a lot. It was actually a pretty small amount, and it just ended up feeling like a lot because of circumstances. But basically, other than getting the orange garland up, which you guys saw me do, I wanted to get my dress that I've been sewing finished. I didn't end up getting to finish it today because I am just way too tired, and I've had to spend a lot of time today just resting because I've been so tired. And so instead of, getting all of these other things done, the reason I'm so tired and just not feeling well today, well, there's a couple reasons, but one of them is I didn't sleep well last night. I woke up at 5 a.m. so I should have slept in until 8 like I've been doing when I stay up a little bit later, but instead I woke up at 5. Our neighbors that are on the other side of our bedroom wall, they will play music with like really heavy bass really late at night. Sometimes I'll just do it for like an hour at 6 or something, which is fine. But sometimes they'll start playing at like 10 and play all through the night. Sometimes they'll start playing at like 1 a.m. and play for a couple hours. And so I've gone over there probably like 5 times now to go tell them, hey, it's late. You live in an apartment. I can feel your bass even when I have earplugs in. You can't do that in the middle of the night. People have to sleep. I have to sleep. And I don't really have a lot of control over my sleep cycle anyway, because my neighbors upstairs get up at 6:30 and there's like squeaky boards on my ceiling / their floor, and so it's just really loud. They can't fix the boards. They can't not get up when it's time to go to work in the morning, and the apartment complex employees can't do anything about it and the owners won't. So that's just this situation. So I wake up at 6:30 or 7 every morning, depending on how heavy of a sleeper I am. And anyway, I already don't have much control over when I get to sleep, and with the neighbors playing their music late at night, it's like there's never an opportunity for me to get any sleep, and it's really annoying. And so I've gone over multiple times to say, hey, I've even given them specific times, like past 10 you cannot be playing music, like at 10 until the morning you cannot be playing any more music. And they've said, oh yeah, we understand. And then a week or two goes by and they start going at it again, and then I have to go out there in the dirty, gross, creepy, dingy hallway with creepy people around, walk down there in my pajamas and knock on their door again while they give me dirty looks, and I tell them that they can't be playing bass in the middle of the night in an apartment complex. And so last night when they did that, I decided, or this morning, depending on how you look on it, I decided that I've gone over there and gotten dirty looks while I told them they can't do that for the last time. And I ended up finally calling my apartment complex and filed a complaint that they're gonna tell those people, because originally I wasn't going and telling the front office when they kept on doing it, because it's likely that they didn't come here legally, and I really sympathize and empathize with people like that and with that situation. I know that this country does not make it easy at all, and oftentimes doesn't even make it possible for someone to get in. So I really try not to get in the way of people and not to get people in trouble when I feel like they're in a stick situation like that. But like, after having to do that so many times and not getting them to actually stop and getting dirty looks and all of that, it's like I don't know what else I can do without sacrificing my mental sanity. Someone's making a lot of noise out there. I think I'm done talking now, and I'm done hearing people outside my door. So I'm gonna go put on my headset and drown out reality for the rest of the night.
Time, or I have to work a job that'll make me lose control of my mind and body. That's all I have to work with. None of those choices make me feel good or okay even.
The scarves of red. you're gonna. Oh, magic on the borderline tonight, tonight. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. You're so
So I have been watching a lot of like travel YouTubers lately because I can't do that at all, and I'm stuck in a place that I don't want to be in any part of at any time of any day. And so I've been watching these other people and kind of, I guess, living vicariously through them. So I was watching Mariah Alice's. If anyone knows her, I guess I'll link her account in the description if you guys are interested, but I was just watching her latest video, and she was stopping in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is where I live, and she said that she felt a very creepy vibe and didn't feel very safe there, and left earlier than she was anticipating she would. Because it was so miserable and she felt like she was gonna freak out if she stayed any longer, and I couldn't agree more with that. And then it got to the part where she was showing clips of her driving away, and I saw her pass the dirty, depressing mountains that I pass every time I have to leave my apartment. As she was leaving the city for good. And I don't know why it hit me so hard, but it just a little extra emotional lately, but I don't hear many people saying those things that I feel about this place. Some people even just saying that my thoughts and feelings about it aren't even valid. And then she just got to leave. And I just wish I could leave too. And I don't know why that made me so emotional, but I guess it just kind of reminded me how trapped I feel. And also made me feel a little bit validated in a lot of the struggles that I have living here. She couldn't even stand it for a couple of days, and I've been having to live in it for years, and so part of it also made me feel validated. And like, maybe it's not just me that's causing all the problems that I have emotionally and struggles I go through, but a lot of it really is the place. And I am just dreaming of the day when I can drive past those mountains with no plans to come back. It's Christmas Eve, and I'm just now getting the last bits of my dress finished that I am making for Christmas. And there's only 2 more days of Christmas left, so oops. Hello. So my Christmas dress is practically finished. There's definitely a couple things about it I need to work on for next time, so hold on, let me turn this down. I think this bottom piece is a little bit uneven on one side versus the other, but I was kind of rushing it and didn't measure super well. Part of that was also because this is polyester, and it's really hard to deal with polyester, but so next time this will be a little bit different. I think I want to extend the buttons all the way down to the red or the next color with the next dress, and I think that might kind of make it look a little bit nicer. It kind of flows a little bit weird with this part of the fabric from having so many parts sewn down, so I think that might help with that, and just the overall look could be kind of cuter. I'll space out the buttons a little bit more next time as well. Also, this is a different fabric than this because this was my Lucia ribbon, and this is the original fabric for this, so they're different fabrics, and I'll probably make the right color for this at some point, but I don't really have the time for that right now, so this will do just fine. Also, I haven't finished the arms yet. I need to hem the white serged bit under, and then I also need to add some elastic so it kind of poofs at the top and flares at the bottom. Also, it is kind of wrinkled. I don't really have the time or energy to try to iron it out right now, especially since this is polyester. I won't be making any of the dresses I sell with polyester because it's just, it's a pain. But anyway, yeah, this is how it kind of looks right now, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. There's a couple of things I'll be changing for next time. I'm really liking how it turned out, and now I'm going to try to make gingerbread cookies in it without ruining it. So let's hope that that works well. I just got back from seeing the new Spider-Man with my family. It was really good. Had some critiques, but still pretty good. So now I'm gonna, holy, there's like a winter storm warning, and the lightning has been insane. So I'm gonna finish making my gingerbread cookies and decorate that a little bit more and go to my parents' house in the morning and spend Christmas Day there. Hello everybody, it's Christmas morning, and guess what? The grass is green and the birds are chirping. The sky's really beautiful though. But you know what, at the end of the day, that's kind of a good thing because that means that we won't have to drive in the snow. Me and my husband are going to be going over to my parents' house this morning for Christmas. I don't know if I'll record anything when I'm out today. I guess we'll see, but I need to go get shit done.